Today in our 2019 Ram 1500 Classic, we're going to be taking a look at and showing you how to install the Curt Class 4 custom fit trailer hitch receiver. So here's what our hitch looks like once we have it installed. It's going to sit right below our bumper, and the receiver tube is going to be nice and flush. Our hitch is going to offer us a 2" by 2" receiver tube opening, so we'll have a really wide variety of options when it comes to accessories. The way we're going to mount any of those is going to be through the hitch pinhole here on the side. And our hitch is going to accept a standard 5/8 pin and clip. Now these are not included in the kit, but you can pick them up here at etrailer.com along with some locking devices to keep your accessories secure. Our safety chain connection point is going to be a plate style welded to the bottom, and you can see we got plenty of room to get most size hooks on or off. As far as weight capacity goes, our hitch is a Class 4 hitch, so we're going to have 1,000 pounds of tongue weight, which is the maximum downward force of the receiver tube, along with a 10,000 pound gross trailer weight rating. That's the amount it can pull, including the trailer and everything we have loaded on it. Now it is designed to work with weight distribution systems as well. That's going to be a separate component that's mounted on our trailer. But that's going to bump the tongue weight up to 1,200 pounds and the gross trailer weight rating up to 12,000 pounds. With all those numbers in mind, you should always double check your Ram's owner's manual because you don't want to exceed the manufacturer's recommended weight. I'd like to give you a few measurements. That's going to help you whenever you're looking for accessories for your new hitch. From the center of the hitch pinhole to the outermost edge of the bumper, it's going to be right about 3 inches. That measurement is going to come in handy when you're looking at folding accessories to make sure you have enough room and that it's not going to come in contact with the rear bumper. And from the ground to the inside top edge of the receiver tube opening, that's going to be right about 21 inches. That's going to help you when you're looking for a ball mount so you can make sure you find the appropriate rise or drop to match up to your trailer. So now that we've seen what our hitch looks like and gone over some of the features, let's show you how to get it installed. To begin our installation, we're going to lower down our spare tires so we have plenty of room to work underneath. Then we can come underneath, we'll come to the side of the frame rail here. On each side of our frame, we'll have this bumper structure that's going to be attached to it. We want to remove the forward bolt or the one that's going to be going towards the front of our truck. So we'll grab a 21mm socket and pull it out. And we're going to remove the bolt on the other side as well, but you want to make sure to hold on to these because we are going to reuse them. If we move forward from the bolt we removed and the bumper structure right here, we'll find a large hole in the frame. This is going to be one of our attachment points. We're going to have to put some hardware in there. So we'll grab our pull wire. We'll start with the coiled end and grab one of the smaller square hole spacer blocks, slide it over our wire, and then we'll thread a carriage bolt onto the end. Then you want to push the bolt into the frame, followed by the block. And then we'll pull our bolt back down through. Now I'm going to go ahead and remove the pull wire and repeat the same process on the other side. Now right here at the back of the bumper, right behind our license plate, we'll find 2 oblong holes. These are going to be our other 2 attachment points. So we're going to have to fish wire some hardware in, but it's going to be a little bit different. We'll take our pull wire, we're going to feed it in, and we're going to push it towards the outside until that coiled end comes out at the end of the frame. And once you have it coming out, you want to make sure that the tail end is still out of the frame as well. We'll take one of our large square hole spacer blocks, slide it over the wire, take another one of our carriage bolts, and thread it in place. We'll push everything back in. We'll pull on our pull wire until our bolt comes through and we know that everything is engaged. Now for now, we're going to go ahead and leave the wire attached and just push the bolt back into the frame so we have clearance for the hitch to come up. You want to repeat that for the other hole on the other side. Now with an extra set of hands, we're going to lift our hitch up. We're going to make sure you feed your pull wire through the front and the center here. We'll lift the hitch up to where our bolts line up. Being careful not to push it back in the frame. So once you have it lined up, your bolts are coming through, we're going to take one of the factory bolts, go through our hitch. You want to make sure you get a couple threads hand tight on each side so the hitch will support itself, and then we can work on getting the rest of the hardware in place. And then we can pull our bolts through in the center here, and that'll help support it as well. And we're going to remove our pull wire and start putting the rest of our hardware in place. Now for each one of our locations where we have one of these carriage bolts, we're going to be using a flange nut to secure it. So we'll go through and put them all in place. So we're going to come back to that 21mm socket and tighten up those 2 factory bolts. And for all of our 1/2 inch hardware, I'm going to be using a 3/4 inch socket to tighten those up. I'm going to come back with a torque wrench. I'm going to torque all my hardware down to the specified amount in the instructions. You want to make sure you repeat that for any remaining hardware that you have. With our hitch torqued down, all we have left to do is put our spare tire back up and we'll be ready to hit the road. That'll finish up your look at the Curt Class 4 custom fit trailer hitch receiver on our 2019 Ram 1500 Classic.